there goes the Kindred. So DRX haven't necessarily been known for fantastic drafts with it, but this is so far going quite well.
Yeah, I just think that they just need to have decent support for Keria. I mean, he was always playing good on many other champions, but I just don't want to see random Lux, you know, for example.
Yeah. The random Lux is certainly good.
Yeah, just play Pyke, you know. This is Pyke game.
I think it is. The Bard is going to be taken away from him. My condolences to my Bard OTP co-commentator. As the Olaf taken away from Ning, certainly a champion that Ning popularized almost by himself when he surged into prominence. I believe that was a couple of years ago now, but certainly was Ning's name that reminds me of starting off to play the Olaf.
Oh, yeah.
As the Pyke is going to be banned.
They know.
Stuff here from IG.
They know. But, yeah, I just don't want to see Lux from Keria, you know. And this is still fine. This is considered as top and support at the same time, but mostly support in this meta.
Yeah. Blitzcrank being considered here by Keria. He played it a couple of times during the LCK regular season, but it's Senna that's locked in. And Keria has been our Senna support player.
Yeah, and also this is kind of new partner for Ezreal as well.
Yeah.
Normally when you think about the strong early game Ezreal lane, then it's like Ezreal Karma or like Ezreal and AP damage dealer support, but Senna is also kind of range strong early game lane champion.
Yeah.
So I think this is really great combo by DRX. I think they have definitely a great team comp, and this is what they are good for, you know?
Yeah, and now IG, what is TheShy going to blind pick on the top side of the map?
Not
and Doran is going to be a little bit
Not
more
Ornn.
protected. It's definitely not on. This
Definitely.
is TheShy. As Lucian is going to be blinded towards the top side of the map, and now Doran has the difficult decision of working out what to play into it. It's a big grin on his face. The Wukong to be picked up by Doran, but I don't know, man. That
This
feels
is so
real
spicy.
dicey.
This is so spicy, by the way. Yeah, we didn't talk about the top side a lot of time, but yeah, the top side matchup is also really spicy. It's TheShy versus Doran, and Doran always talked about how he think about the TheShy, and
Yeah,
he
and has
always
been watching him forever.
Yeah.
Even when he was a streamer, you know? Before TheShy even started playing competitively, TheShy was very famous for being this guy that was just abusing other top laners in solo queue, and people would watch him and they're like, why isn't this guy playing for a team yet? He'd play a lot of Riven, he'd play a lot of aggressive champions, and Doran has certainly been someone that's been following him for a long time, just to give you a bit of that backstory. So now, finally, with his opportunity to try and take him on, and he's playing Wukong into Lucian. And look, Wukong does have a decoy, you know, he can try and keep himself out of the way of some of the auto attacks and abuse that's going to come out of the Lucian, but this early game is going to be really difficult for the Wukong.
But I think it's still skill matchup. He should have reason why he picked up Wukong versus Lucian. And also TheShy just blind picked the Lucian. Normally you don't think about the just normal blind pick Lucian, especially when it's
It feels really TheShy though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It just feels like something that he'd do.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's LPL way, it's just TheShy way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And also Ning's Lee Sin, it showed up in the highlight as well.
Oh yeah.
So I think IG has really scary team comp as well. They have great early game, late game team comp, and also DRX. They picked up literally their best champions.
Exactly. And let's see whether they're going to work as we get onto the Rift for game number 2. And here we are. The drafts are definitely exciting. And I don't mind the Lee Sin here. Of course, you're probably waiting for LS to say something like, oh, this Lee Sin pick is just terrible, etc., etc. That's just how the LCK generally works. But we've seen Lee Sin have a bit of success against the Trundles. It certainly has been a pick in the past that a lot of our teams have gone for. Of course, didn't work out so well here in the LCK, but it does work much better over in the LPL. So we'll see whether Ning might be able to teach some of our LCK teams exactly how to pilot this champion. And maybe, just maybe, it is by setting up a tent in the side lane and never leaving, which is certainly in Ning's playbook.
Yeah, I think I saw some posts about the Lee Sin when LCK had the most horrible win rate on Lee Sin.
Was it like 13 losses in a row or something?
Yeah,
like
I don't
that?
remember exactly, but it was just horrible.
It was bad news.
Yeah, but anyways, and everyone compared about the LPL, and LPL was just being LPL playing good on Lee Sin, but it was mostly on the Lee Sin players, not like LPL, you know? So, and Ning is one of the Lee Sin players, so I just want to see clean Lee Sin skills, and they really need to play around the top side, even though they have Yuumi. It's Lucian top lane, and they really need to snowball well on the Lucian.
Yeah.
But this kind of news is great for DRX as well, because they have easier Senna on the bot side, so I think it's either way they just hard push top lane, or DRX hard pushes bot lane.
Well, we'll see what Chovy's going to be able to get done here. Of course, has played the Syndra into Zoe matchup a lot, as he does avoid that Dark Sphere. Keria's taking a bit of abuse down here, though. You can see the sustain versus sustain matchup.
Yeah.
And I actually don't mind the Senna decision, you know? Sometimes you can just answer sustain with sustain, right?
Yeah.
And DRX will have burst options in... wow, how did that hit? What the hell?
I mean, just Senna, yeah. And it's
Or
Keria.
is it just Keria?
Yeah. You are maybe right. And I played a lot of this matchup as well, and I think if Senna can auto-tax permanently, then I think this matchup is fine for Senna, but normally Yuumi was better against Senna, normally, because you have auto-attack, which is pretty hard to hit it, because when you go out from the AD carry, then you're in danger, right? And normally when you play against like Aftershock champions and CC champions, you are kind of in danger, so you don't use your passive that well. But when you're playing against Senna, it's not like instant CC, so it's kind of easy for Yuumi as well. But right now, as I mentioned, they are kind of focusing on the top side Lucian, and they want to push top side when you have Lucian. So I think DRX is having fun time on the bot side as well.
They are. Doran not having quite as much fun here on the top side, but actually thought that maybe things could have been worse since Presley attack gets stacked up and Doran takes way too much damage here. From TheShy, not a lot of surprises there, as Ardent Blaze should be able to stop this back as TheShy is just waiting for it. Decides to let him go home. As Ning is just going to park himself here. And it might be an opportunity. Pyosik in the right area though.
Pyosik
going to wander over the ward. Ning going to move on out now.
This is already helping Wukong out. And this is the one of the movements from jungler, which is a smart move by junglers, you know?
Yeah.
And it showed up from Pyosik as well.
Is that why we're surprised?
I mean, like he.
It is.
I just want to focus more on the how he improved his skills and his rotation knowledge during the season, you know?
Yeah,
and
true.
definitely he got improved a lot.
He certainly got better. And
yeah.
I think everyone knew that Pyosik was really good mechanically. This guy has been sort of a solo queue menace for a really long time, but it was making that transition to competitive play that was difficult for him. And it is good to see him at the right place at the right time. We'll see whether that continues as this game goes on. As, of course, we've seen him have good early games in the past. He needs to show us more than just that.
You talked about the Pyosik solo queue, and it reminds me like 5 years ago when I met him in solo queue in Diamond 1, you know? And he was kind of famous player in Diamond 1.
Yep.
And he's now ganking mid against Rookie.
He is, as the bubble is going to go wide. Rookie, fancy feet there, but it's still going to take a fair bit of damage. Dark Sphere comes down. Pyosik just being a bodyguard for the Zoe. As Ning is going to land the Q, but not going to go in on it. Starting off reserved is the Lee Sin player. Might bode well as this game continues.
And yeah, we always talked about how good is Rookie Syndra, but it seems like Chovy is fine in lane. He has same CS and still controlling the top side of the map and both sides at the same time. You can see it from the vision ward from DRX. It's definitely clean vision to all the players, which is great information to have when you play aggressive on the lane, you know?
Dear.
But TheShy doesn't care.
No.
Because it's TheShy.
He is, and also he's Lucian into Wukong and Doran, so a full culling. Didn't have to use his flash though, which is certainly good news. And DRX immediately respond by taking away the Infernal Drake. Mountain Drake is going to be the next one. Cloud should most likely be the third, because we like to try and jinx it in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
As Cloud is very boring.
And yeah, TheShy is one of the smart play on the top side as well. Sometimes you might think that TheShy is only just playing aggressive and not that smart player, but I think one of his strong point is he knows about the lane control a lot.
Yeah.
So always
we might
make
see some freezes.
Yeah.
As you can see right there, TheShy is in fact slightly freezing this wave.
Yeah, I mean,
he's still throwing some autos, as there goes the piercing light. So
yeah, the
freezing.
difference between like TheShy and then aggressive top laner is like his CS difference against any top lane is always damn huge, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like just smart as well.
And actually, no, he was just thinning the wave. I think he's still going to be able to keep it there unless Doran can do something about it.
Yeah.
Not sure whether a crash is going to be something he's going to be capable of, as Pyosik might be able to move on up and try and help out, but so far, things in a really dicey situation. For Doran, who's falling consistently further and further behind. 39 to 64 is the CS margin. His bubble lands onto Rookie. He's got the cleanse and has to blow it there. Chovy showing that he still does have his Zoe prowess. Good to see Chovy in form, but we'll have to see what he can do as he hits the mid-game, which is, of course, where Zoe certainly shows her stripes the most.
I mean, I think DRX is already really in the comfort zone because they got the first Drake and they're controlling both side vision control as well. All they need to do is just not have like broken top side, you know, and he didn't even lose first play yet. So this is really great news for DRX right now, I feel like.
Yeah, unless Pyosik just dies to TheShy. He's not going to, though. Completely okay. He really wanted to get that ward. Wasn't quite able to. As TheShy just going to bully him away from the area. 22 CS is the margin here, as Doran did have that wave crash underneath his turret. Was able to grab a few of those CS. But you can see, it's all about Deft and Chovy when it comes to DRX, and they are the ones winning in gold. So far, so good.
So
DRX
my question was, what are you gonna do about header as the top side? Because normally when you have the top side pressure, you usually snowball with the first header with the plate gold, right?
Yep.
But DRX has kind of mid prior because of the better trade by Chovy, and also Wukong is fine on the turret. So I don't think they're gonna avoid the fight here.
Well, Deft is actually rotating over. You can see Doran potentially in position to try and respond. Now the kickback onto Pyosik. He's going to flash immediately, but it doesn't do enough. Deft looking for Ning, but he can't find the Q. 2 kills already for IG, and this is the LPL skirmishing DRX were not ready for.
I think that was kind of unnecessary aggressive by DRX because Chovy missed his skill, every skill shots, and also Pyosik was on Pyosik. Pyosik means mark.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
so it was kind of silly mistake by DRX because Ezreal was also coming into the header, so they could just fight in 5v5. But yeah, that was clean top lane prior usage by IG as well.
And it was almost not even necessarily like
Not
full
good.
prio, right?
Yeah.
Because they were just in the middle of the lane. But TheShy just threatening with the fact that Doran could not freely move out of that lane was just a disaster, and maybe a little bit more of the Pyosik effect here.
Yeah.
Q lands, great flash kick.
I mean,
Ning makes it out to sync.
Yeah, I mean, Rookie's position was not that great, right? And he was kind of out positioned while his teammate is doing a header at the same time. But maybe Pyosik's pillar was not that impactful at the same time, and also Chovy missed all the skill shots, so he dragged all the enemy teams, and everything happened really well for IG at that time.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether DRX can get around their mid game, which is still going to be strong. Not out of the woods just yet, but so far so good here for IG. As this only means that Puff got more and more time by himself in order to keep scaling up. Even got a Rift Scuttler there. So these are the consistent bottom lane of IG have been able to withstand what DRX have been able to throw at them so far.
Oh, are you just gonna give up Drake like this easily? I would be so mad because we are the one who have Ezreal Senna on the bot side, you know.
And Zoe mid, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they have Aphelios and Yuumi on the bot side. And this is only second Drake.
Yeah.
They shouldn't able to walk on the rival side even, you know.
Well, Keria is going to find out this ward. Pyosik able to enter this river, as you can see. Some control vision is down. Chovy puts his in there as well, as the Rift Heralds will be parked in the mid lane. They should be able to clear out that mid wave pretty effectively as well. As ulti comes down, TheShy is going to flash. Yep, there's the second one. Doran solo kill onto TheShy, getting exactly what he wanted. Unbelievable. We'll have to see in the replay to see how exactly that one started. But DRX maybe with a new lease on life.
Yeah, I think. Ooh.
Oh wow.
Second Drake is gone, but still solo kill on the top side. And I would imagine it like it was a simple Wukong all-in, you know. But
yeah.
Anyways, he did it, and this is his first timing in the international.
I had to get. I mean, I'm a play-by-play, right? We have to talk about the storylines, but you're exactly right. Wukong just pretty good.
Simple
as a champion.
Simple but clean at the same time.
Yeah, it was. It was really nice from Doran. And this is what they were talking about, right? Like, Doran's been putting in a lot of time in solo queue. In the off-season, identifying. He's always been one of these players that has been very self-critical, even if in solo queue he sometimes doesn't have those tendencies.
Yeah, I mean, I heard about that kind of storyline between Doran and solo queue.
Yeah.
CVMax literally said, Doran, if you cannot reach the like top 10 or top 20, I'm not sure exact number, but when you cannot reach the top 10 or top 20, then we are gonna have like sub top laner. So just do it. You know? Like that kind of CVMax style.
Yep, that sounds very CVMax.
Yeah, but Doran did it, you know.
Yeah.
So he improved a
and
lot.
It seems to have worked, right? Because he's now laning against TheShy. Of course, this is not maybe TheShy that a lot of people are used to watching, right? He did have some more poor performances towards the end of the year, especially here for IG. Yeah. But he's still TheShy, right? It's
yeah, I mean,
he is capable.
Yeah, I mean, his recent performance was not that great, you know. Like when we watched the third and fourth match in the LPL or those kind of like consistent performance. When we think about the TheShy, we always think that TheShy is playing really aggressive and getting leads early on the lane solo.
Yep.
But right now he's like, he's playing decent, you know, because we just saw it. He played range matchup against melee matchup, but yeah, I mean, it's still Wukong, but you know, it's TheShy, so we expect something from him, right? But
I mean, Doran has a level lead.
Yeah.
Like this is actually a disaster for IG top side of the map. They were hoping that this was a pressure point, and it's completely flipped.
Yeah.
So Doran now with control of the wave, IG moving towards the river needs to get some vision, because if Pyosik turns up, it gets really dangerous. Southwind taking a lot of damage as the Yuumi will still be able to join Puff. And vision now being put over there, so Doran should be absolutely fine. Ardent Blaze connects. TheShy just going to eat this ward. And Ning pops on over with the blast cone, but you can see DRX, they're not playing overly aggressive. Sometimes, like, when things go wrong in an early skirmish, they try too hard to make something happen, and now Pyosik gonna dive on in. Remember, no flash on TheShy. Pyosik's so damn tanky, and it's another kill on the top side of the map. This time, Pyosik takes it away.
I would actually so tilt after this moment, by the way.
If you're Doran?
I mean, no, if I'm TheShy.
If you're TheShy, yeah.
I mean, I played some Wukong in the vacation time, and did you see what he did on the top side just right before? Doran was just doing stop movement and pressing S all the time.
I mean, that is like, that's old Wukong strategy.
Yeah. You know? And he actually just used decoy to engage.
There's the kickback onto Deft, gets exhausted immediately, but look at this. They're trying to go 2 versus 3. There's the 1-for-1 trade, but Keria not going to be able to take too much more, but if you're DRX, you'll take it.
Yeah. LPL style.
Yeah.
But still, DRX got 1 kill as well, so I don't think this is kind of huge loss for DRX. And still, they're controlling the map. Even the Trundle was topside, they did lose both turret, and they're getting harried at the same time, it seems like. So everything is going great for DRX, and yeah, the tilting moment when Wukong presses S all the time.
Well, we'll see whether it is going to continue. 16 minutes into this one, and we still have IG with a lead. Surely going to be taken. Pyosik laps that one up. Doran returns to the top side. As, are you a fan of that Wukong skin? It just reminds me of TFT. His pop is going to go down extraordinarily low. Yeah, this is Deft Ezreal as well, guys, as he's got his Manamune completed. Southwind's going to die. Keria takes his share of the bounty, and DRX will move ever closer to a gold advantage.
But when you think about the map-wise, that was kind of unnecessary position by IG as well.
Yeah, in between turrets was probably inappropriate.
In between turret without jungler and mid laner. That's kind of... Oh, he dashed.
All right, yeah, TheShy is just going to dash on over towards Pyosik. The culling going to be blocked there. As there's the flash. Doran's going to find yet another one. Yep, good night, TheShy. And he's hit 0-3, and I was actually having a conversation with the LPL casters before we were talking about Nogari's 0-2 power spike. They mentioned that there's such thing as a TheShy 0-7 power spike.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were talking about that one. It doesn't work out quite as well, as that might have been from one of his more peculiar games, as now Doran looks for Rookie, but Unleashed Power is too strong. And Ning is also taking the Dragon, so IG not going down without a fight.
I mean, it's still fine, it seems like, because Rookie didn't die yet. And Rookie is known as 1v9 player.
Exactly.
Maybe this time around, his top lane is a bit heavier. But
heavier than he would otherwise expect, absolutely.
But anyways, I really feel confident in DRX, but IG is really spicy as well. They do not lose on tempo, and they are still rotating on the Dragon tempo as well. And Ning is consistently trying to gank both with Lucian as well. So I think this is still half-half.
Well, at the moment, you can see DRX are actually able to defend this outer turret in the bottom lane. Of course, it is about a breath away from just falling over. But IG do have 4 people down here. Pyosik could be in trouble.
Yes,
spots that there's 4 over there, but
yes,
the last chapter. There's so many forms of CC following after that Trundle, and he had no way of getting out. Didn't have ulti, flashed way too late. Now Chovy in the river might suffer the same fate as well. Super Soaker is going to connect, and that will mean that Scat of the Week will not. DRX with a small lead for that one moment. It was immediately answered. Doran answers right back. We lose turrets, but 2 apiece for both of these teams. This game is actually very close.
Oh man, that's actually LPL style.
Yeah, that was just
I mean, it's just LPL.
Sometimes you feel it. Sometimes you feel it, and Puff was feeling it. He shouldn't.
Yeah, it's like my mind telling me no, but my body.
Yeah, it was
just going in.
Yes. As Chovy has avoided almost every Scat of the Week that I've seen that has been on the screen.
Yeah.
Just good movement there from the mid laner out of DRX.
I mean,
Rookie just had to use his cleanse as well. We have to remind everyone. So Rookie is a target that DRX could look for.
For sure. And I mean, Chovy was playing really good on early game in the laning phase, but after that, actually, he's kind of out from the game, I feel like.
Yeah.
When Rookie is like going up and down and just impacting all the time. And he was like just pushing lane and just being missing and nothing, you know?
Well,
so
now from about the 20-minute mark onwards, it has to be about Chovy, like fishing for these picks with the bubbles. It's
some
exactly
trouble bubbles.
That's what you need out of a Zoe, otherwise she's just going to be dead weight. So Deft controls the mid lane, and Chovy can try and find the angles on these bubbles to try and get them extra advantages. See whether it is actually going to work out. Umbral Glaive completed here for Keria, so a lot more vision control going to be available as Ning lying in wait. Hops on over, and Keria is not going to fall prey to it just this once. Now they're just going to clear out this wave. So, things sort of slowing down.
Yeah.
Doran considering going for a flank, but doesn't actually settle on it.
I think slowing down is fine for both teams as well, because IG, definitely their damage dealers are really, really strong. They got 2 kills and 3 kills each. And
Chovy has to use his stopwatch. Redemption comes down, gives him a bit of a heal there as well. Ulti going to be traded there from Rookie, and Chovy didn't have to use his flash at least, but that's a sign of things to come. I would have my money on Rookie at this stage. Scatter the weak lands. Pyosik just going to walk towards this outer turret that should be able to be taken. And IG, they've decided that Baron is going to be the option. Doran, is he going to pop a ward over is the question. He does.
They're playing against Wukong, by the way.
Yeah, this could be really, really scary. Deft is in the area as well. Doesn't have ulti. But Baron is going to be...
Yeah.
That would have been maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah, I mean... They can still...
Ning possibly in trouble. A lot of burst damage. But Ning is survives for a long time, but the Ezreal eventually able to take him down. It is in fact the Iceborne Gauntlet variant, but Deft is making it look like a Trinity Force. That was a lot of damage.
That is true. And also, I didn't feel like IG has to rush it, but they felt it. So that's why probably they kind of tried to do Nashor and pull them off on the Nashor side. But yeah.
Oh, this might be what Chovy was looking for. It's a lot of damage out of the Paddle Star. He's going to have to hit another one, though, as the portal jump comes in, and he gets the flash out of Rookie as soon as it's back off cooldown.
Slowly, bro. Slowly, Chovy is getting back.
It's just the ramp-up. Do you reckon this is the Chovy ramp-up? It just takes him a little bit of a while, but he's like a kettle. He'll be boiling soon. And this...
Oh my
pop
God!
Goes the Syndra! I thought he'd got back, but he was just out of vision. And look, we said it was going to take a bit of a slow ramp up, but here we go. The kettle's yelling now as DRX are looking for their next Drake.
It's just so fun, like... on the backside, Korean Kessler is just screaming, Chovy!
Yeah. And that True Shot Barrage spotted out everyone. You can see a lot of pings.
Oh yeah, that's so fun.
Chovy having a great time now, and our Korean commentators certainly doing the same thing as Chovy even steals away aggro.
Yeah, I think DRX is on more controlled. Like, they're not rushing anything, and they know that they can fight back, but they're not just doing any silly mistakes, you know?
Yeah.
So this is so great for DRX, and they can even go for late game because they have easier Senna on the bottom.
Not to mention they also have the Wukong that can really capitalize on extra poke that's going to come down from the Zoe. You know, you find that opportunity for an all-in, and Wukong basically gets to decide when to do it, right?
Yeah.
With his decoy and the Nimbus strike, giving you so much gap close.
Yeah, in Korean, this is Chovy moment.
Absolutely.
We don't explain that much, you know?
And look at this, like, where's the... Oh, okay, I believe... Did it catch the very edge of Rookie, or did Chovy just know?
Nah, just prediction, you know?
Oh, man.
It's just prediction.
It's pretty nice stuff. And you may as well go for that play, right? Yeah. Every time. So maybe a little bit of a mistake from Rookie, not going back far enough, greedy back positioning, things like that. But also good to see Chovy Zoe demonstrating exactly what we would have talked it up to be, right?
Yeah.
It's him and B2D that really are the Zoes of the LCK. We have them both today.
And also this is really great news for DRX because I mentioned it before that IG has great damage dealers right now after those like 2 kills and 3 kills, right?
Yeah.
But they cut out Rookie out of the IG strong point, and just only one left from IG right now. So it's Puff. He's not dying after that, those kind of silly.
But I mean, I feel like TheShy, Rookie, and Puff have all had those sort of downfall moments so far this game.
Yeah.
And we need to see whether Shy can pull it back. You know, is he going to be able to get further ahead as far as CS and maybe get himself back into a winning position? But I just don't know whether it's possible for the top lane Lucian, especially now that Deft's dance is done from Doran on top of his Trinity Force. Deft not finding anything here with all of the skill shots, but he's got a blue buff, so he has plenty more where that came from. And Keria, he's of course going to find his. There's the Dawning Shadow.
Oh, man.
The bubble lands from downtown, and Ning is going to survive. So maybe a little bit overexcited there as Puff. Down to about half. The Zoomies going to come in. Moonlight Vigil. Going to be doing a fair bit of work. Grabbing him there also. We'll be able to lock down the members of DRX, but IG, they just don't find the angle to try and engage. I mean, 2 minutes on Cloud, Drake, Baron buff available.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't got the kill, right? But still, they got flashed out, and they didn't use even ultimate. It's just, all the normal skills are just impactful right now, because they're just that far ahead against IG right now. So it seems like it's just normal skills like Q and W and E, but it seems like just ultimate.
And it feels like it feels like an all-in engage.
Yeah.
All these pivotal buttons are going down.
Yeah, and also you're playing as poke kind of composition against DRX, and you have to engage against that comp, right? But I don't
know whether IG's comp has enough of it, right? It's just Ning.
Short range as well.
It's Ning with Southwind behind him, right? So has an extra layer of CC with the final chapter, but
yeah.
Oh man, it's hard.
Problem is you have to walk into Keria's Senna and Ezreal and Trundle it at the end, and also they have Wukong as well, so you cannot like fully engage as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
so it's really
I think
hard.
DRX have the better counter engage, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because of Wukong just existing. Makes things real tough. Deft going to go back before picking up his red buff. I like that. Enhance the duration on the red while you're out onto the rift. See so many people pick up buffs and then back, and I hate it.
I mean, I think they really need to be like LCK DRX right now. They just don't need to fight. Like, I don't want to see just random engage and all-in, flashing in all the time, because I think IG has actually great disengage tools, and that's what they want to. So
yeah.
I just think that they can just control the vision and poke them down 24/7 and just not taking the fight like what we did in LCK. And this is time to show what we did whole season in LCK in Korea. Time to actually teach them.
Yeah, let's stop being the the LPL light team, and let's actually play to the strengths of our region.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be a way to do it.
Maybe they hate their nickname that they are kind of LPL style in LCK. They're just being LCK in LCK.
I mean, you saw the first Herald engage, so I think that there is, I wouldn't get ahead of myself with that diagnosis.
That's true. But right now, like, technically, it's really hard to get one shot at Trundle.
Oh yeah, precisely. And
but
Keria has to flash. Gets out of the way of the resonating strike there as well. Ning not going overly aggressive.
Just don't
teleport in from TheShy. And now Ning looks to try and get this steal away. There's the knock up. Ning not going to be able to steal the Drake, but can they get more? There's the flash in from TheShy, but the bubble is going to land explosion of damage onto TheShy, and the Lucian is no more rookie. Now has a small cat on top of him, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Instance cleanse does get him out of the way, but still IG haven't found the team fight that they were looking for. Nimbus Strike comes in from Doran. Another decoy gets him to safety. True Shot Barrage onto Ning. Almost kills him. But DRX have lost no one. They're threatening the Cloud Soul, and IG have no health bars to speak of. This could just be Baron.
Free Nasher, I would say.
Chovy flashes on in with it. The flash of the stall. Good night, Southwind.
Greedy reset.
Oh, if Agatha wasn't available, then Rookie would have been dead there, but thankfully she was there. Rookie used her to body block, and now DRX should be able to take down the Baron.
It's Puff, the last hope.
Can he do it? He has Crescendo. This is a lot of damage, especially paired to that Infernum in the AoE, but Ning is just going to go down.
But
yep, ulti comes through from Doran. He doesn't have a lot of mana, but there's the second cast. And Doran's having probably one of the best games of his career right now, as the Baron is going to be taken by DRX.
Yeah. I think maybe we can say over.
Are we getting there?
At this point? Because it seems like it's just way, way hard for IG right now. I think this is one of the great moments for the IG, because they forced out Keria to flash up, but this is just that Korean TheShy moment. He's truly, purely Korean.
That is the most ultimate denial I have ever seen. That was like the classic no, flashing right into a bubble that was in the air. Oh,
I mean, yeah,
real bad.
I mean, he was getting into the sleep, you know?
Yeah.
And he just flashed in.
Yeah, I think that he was feeling himself though. Like TheShy was like, yes, and I'm ready to kill this Ezreal, and then...
I mean, it's fine. He's purely, truly Korean, so he just flashed into the 5 Koreans, you know?
The summit play?
Homesick.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we're used to seeing. When it comes to Lucian play, flash into 4 people. Yeah. That's what you do. That's what we've been shown. We didn't need to bring that up. That wasn't fair. I'm sorry, Summit. You're a fantastic player. That was just not exactly a highlight moment. But 0-4-0 is not the... certainly, if you haven't been watching the LPL throughout this season, it's not what you'd expect from TheShy, but maybe just showing that IG haven't really been able to figure out what their issues were in the playoffs as much as they would otherwise want to, as now Chovy will be able to find a trouble bubble, and the Ignite will be able to lock down the kill. And grabs that one alongside the inner turret that also just fell down. Now Chovy in trouble as he has to flash to get out of the way of TheShy, but another bubble is going to land. The burst damage is now in. Deft is going to lock down the last Mystic shot. These guys are playing like a well-oiled machine on the side of DRX, and maybe, just maybe, the CV Max effect has come in. And this is like, look, this is what Griffin did show us, right? When they were in their heyday, when it was the Griffin that you wanted to watch, that you were getting excited about. It was like a hive mind. It was like the communication was effortless. And DRX looking a little bit more like that here on the Rift today. Still a lot more games to go. Puff loses half of his health bar to Deft's Ezreal. And Deft being relatively quiet is going to have to flash out of the way. No, not flash. Arcane Shift comes in. Good night, rookie. And now Deft thinks that it is his time to shine. Double kill for Pyosik. The spinning monkey is going to wreak havoc in the backline, and DRX will win the game right here.
I like that, spinning monkey.
I mean, that's what he was.
Yeah. The truth.
Yep, that's sometimes all it needs. As Chovy dives on in, pop goes TheShy again.
Oh, the BM as well.
Yep, teleports all over the Rift. DragonX win their first game at MSC, and LCK currently 2-0 in the first two games. The first deviation that we've had from the results of yesterday. But they're still going to have to do it in two matchups to come. One against their brethren and one against the team from the LPL that they haven't faced yet. Not out of the woods just yet, of course. One win is not going to be enough, but certainly looking good so far.
Yeah, I mean, some people maybe can say those Team Cup was pretty hard to play, but
yeah,
just those champions are just DRX champions, you know? When it was LCK regular season, most of the teams are just don't want to play against Chovy's Zoe, right? And
yeah, that was
especially
a ban.
Yeah, and Deft Ezreal as well, like, and don't want to give Pyosik just stable jungler as well, you know. But also on the top of that, Doran's Wukong.
It was so good.
Yeah, I mean,
and that was their last big answer to the Lucian. And look, he probably understands how that matchup is supposed to go. But that was probably the best I've seen Doran play his whole career. This is going to do so much for his confidence. Everyone knows how emotional he is. And I'd be really scared for players that go up against him for the rest of the day, because he might be able to just use that momentum to coast on through and give LS and I perfect predictions.
Yeah, I mean, if I was watching this game without any like name tags, you know, and I might think that, oh yeah, Wukong was TheShy, right?
Yeah.
And
just
Lucian,
switch the nameplates over.
Yeah, and Lucian is Doran, right? That we know as before in LCK, but he improved so much, and he even got solo killed, and he just impacted all the time in the on the map. So it was just simple. I would say it's just Doran who actually controlled the game, you know. And even though like all the DRX members were playing good, but it's just like he was just shining.
Yeah, he was, and I think that we expect it out of Keria and Deft. We expect it out of Chovy, but we don't expect it out of Doran, which is why it's even better. And I don't mean that as like throwing shade or anything like that. You can only have so many carries on a team, but DRX had everyone carrying that game.
Exactly.
And all of their lanes were doing extraordinarily well. So hats off definitely to Doran, and I have to congratulate LS as well. He was one of the people that always believed in Doran and his skills. I don't know whether a lot of us really had him that high up on our tier list of top laners. This was definitely a great performance from him. But IG still 2 more matches to play, and we're going to check out some of the highlights here. Of course, spawning onto the Rift, certainly a highlight for me, because it's been a long time since we've commentated much League of Legends. So this was a low light for DRX. One of those classic moments, maybe a sign of the fact that DRX haven't really fixed all of their issues. But the fact that they can bounce back after that means that the choke thing that you were talking about, not one of those situations. And Puff certainly,
suddenly,
that was a low light. That was not a highlight.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like dashing in on the turret when Ezreal is coming. And also TheShy is just dashing in when he's playing his Trundle.
Yep.
And Wukong.
And Doran in position to capitalize. Certainly looked like an IG that knew that the game was slowly falling out of their hands. And if you're playing Lucian, like, I know there's a lot of people saying like lol 0-5, 0-6, whatever his scoreline was at the end there.
Yeah.
But you have to play aggressive. That's the job of your champion, right?
Exactly.
And if you go 0-3, like you're just going to do even less if you're not trying to split push, trying to go aggressive. But it just becomes more and more difficult.
Yeah.
It did really feel like a compositional issue
Oh.
for IG in a lot of that situation. Is that bubble just picking up the Shy. I think he carried it with him with the flash. So not exactly what I was
Homesick
referring to, but yeah, it was a homesick moment. What did? You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Is that what you did? You just caught CC in your first game when you came back? I'm trying to remember back to the promotion tournament.
I mean, anyways. Yeah, I mean, I just want to spotlight more this match, by the way. Because they did really great job on the laning phase.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. Okay, let's bring it back to DRX.
Yeah, I mean, he played melee champion against Lucian, and he didn't even lose a single plate on the top side. And also, on the mid lane, he was playing against Syndra and Zoe, but he didn't even, like, lost in the CS or mid prior as well. So, just everything was way better. It felt like it was just Genji second time as well. Just LCK teams are just... Today, LCK teams are just... feels way better than LPL teams right now.
They feel a lot cleaner, especially in these first two matches, but anything can happen as we move further forward. And JDG especially, I mean, they are the LPL champions. They should be the favorites on this day. So
LPL players. Oh, that's Keria on the screen, by the way.
I know, it's not Doran. But I mean, Keria is super good. Look, I probably wouldn't have given it to Keria personally.
I think
he was like flanking Senna, and he was weaving skill shots in a way that didn't make a lot of sense.
But I think maybe from this moment as well, he was hitting all the time on the Lee scene, and the one time that when DRX got the huge lead, they cut out Lee scene.
Yeah,
it was starting from Keria as well. So I mean,
he was incredibly clean.
Yeah, he was incredibly. Yeah, at this moment that I was talking about.
Oh yeah. And you saw Southwind. He's like, no, Ning, I need to go.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, he was actually engaging as Senna all the time.
He was flanking as Senna, which he almost died on it, so that certainly didn't work out. But this was just coordination by DRX that was just